Deputy Leader of Opposition in Rajya Sabha for the Congress, Anand Sharma, spoke to our Deputy Editor Ashar Khan on the Congress strategy ahead of the winter session. Take a listen.
Every session of Parliament is very important, particularly for the opposition, because then we can hold the government to account. There are issues which are agitating the minds of our people. There have been developments in the intercession period which have been causing concern. The subversion of institutions continues unabated. There have been riots in various parts of the country. And there has been dismantling of the Planning Commission. There's major issues that we have in mind. In addition to that, there is a very planned move by the RSS and the BJP to rewrite the curriculum and to influence our education in a manner which would be detrimental when it comes to the growth of our young people. They're rewriting history. These are all unacceptable to us. He talks outside the Parliament or he talks outside the country. Washington, Brisbane and Sydney. He should be speaking in the Parliament.
Joining me on the studio, Deputy Editor Ashar Khan, who also got us that interview with Anand Sharma. Ashar, my first question related to the Congress strategy. Only the Congress clearly saying that they are not going to make it easy for Modi government, attacking him not only on black money, but also they said that they will be taking up this curriculum issue.
The curriculum issue would be taken up. The issue of sporadic communal riots happening in the country will also be taken up. But the interesting aspect here is that the Congress party will also be roping in other like-minded parties. So we can see that Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress could definitely come to the aid of the Congress party. And we've seen that in the last 2 days or so, the statements coming out of the Trinamool Congress are certainly not going to be music to the government's ears. So what we expect is that there is going to be some clever floor management being done by the Congress party, who will take Mamata Banerjee also along, and that would move ahead and make it difficult for the government, especially in Rajya Sabha.
Absolutely. Ashar, also, we are expecting this to be a stormy session. The problem for the Modi government, very obviously, is that they do not have the numbers in Rajya Sabha. How do you think the BJP is going to try and floor manage this entire issue? Mamata Banerjee already has taken the knives out. The Congress also is not going to make life easy for them. How do you think the BJP is going to go ahead and manage this whole session?
Well, we've seen that the government is trying to reach out to other smaller parties. But after all, the fact still remains that the government has brute majority in Lok Sabha. As far as Rajya Sabha is concerned, last time round also it had the basic bone of contention was the insurance bill, which the Congress party wanted to send to a select committee. That ultimately did happen. But this time round, what we expect is that the government would be doing much more to reach out to smaller parties and also smaller groups, which can definitely come to the aid of the government in the days to come.
Ashar, before I let you go, very quickly, are we expecting another stormy session? Because we have seen what the last days of the UPA were, the last few sessions were almost all waste. Are we expecting a stormy session? Is the Congress now, will they try and do a BJP on the BJP now?
Well, they may try very hard to do a BJP on the BJP, but they really don't have that kind of numbers which the BJP had when it was in opposition. So clearly, the government definitely has its nose ahead in this race. But yes, there would be minor hiccups which the government will have to face, because if the opposition gets together and does some clever footwork as far as floor management is concerned, then there could be a few hiccups here and there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ashar, for joining us with all those details. Of course, expecting that the opposition, if they are able to come together on certain lines, then that may make life difficult for Modi government. But of course, they have an absolute brute majority.